Jubilant scenes there after that incredible victory by Team India in Australia in the first Test match of that Border Gavaskar Trophy series. And what does this victory mean for Team India? We'll try and understand that. We are currently joined by Atul Vasan, former India cricketer, and Prakash Wakankar, BBC commentator. Atul Vasan, firstly, the last time we had a chat with you, you predicted a 3-0 win for Australia in this series. What do you have to say?
Well, I think this is my way of just, pushing somebody on. And I, just thought that, the way they played against New Zealand, and they were missing a couple of key players, and I thought Australia was ready. But I am so happy. This is amazing. And I think the biggest thing was that genius, the X factor we've got, Bumrah. Because, this is the point when you win the toss, you like to bat and get shot of 150. And after that, you make a comeback like this is historical. I never expected, but in the second innings also, after taking the lead, the way we batted, you just outplayed Australia. And I think this has set the tone, and big pressure on Rohit now, because now he's going to come in as captain, and Bumrah has just delivered whatever he could do the best. And I think this has probably erased some of the memories. The way we lost to New Zealand, and I think our depth showed, because we had a couple of new players, and the way they played, Rana and Nitish, and all that. And anybody who's just playing, even in the biggest stage like Australia against Australia, is just coming to the party as if they've been doing this for years. So this is the gain, and this is the stamp of Indian cricket in the world cricket right now.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about Jasprit Bumrah, we'll talk about Yashasvi, Jaiswal and Virat Kohli. But Prakash Wakankar, there have been a lot of significant overseas wins for Team India in the past. But where do you rate this victory? Where do you rank this?
Look, Osama, like many people are saying, to my mind, this has been a win which has to be right up there. In fact, in many ways, there are parallels and similarities with what happened at the Gabba last time around. In the sense that we didn't have a couple of key players. There's no Shami. Rohit wasn't available. Debutants coming into the side, Harshit Rana, and both along with him, Nitish Kumar Reddy. I think you've got to hand it out to the team management and to Gautam Gambhir as well in making those selections. Jadeja and Ashwin being rested for this test match. Huge decision. Yeah. Right? KL Rahul coming out and batting the way he did, the application, it reminded me of how he and Rohit batted in England. Just eschewing that off stump, knowing exactly where it is, batting patiently, guiding Yashasvi Jaiswal through in the second innings. I mean, every single member of that playing 11 has contributed in one or the other significant way. I mean, it's not often. It happened during that COVID-impacted series after the 36 all-out. I saw that same spirit here at Perth. And the Optus Stadium now has Australia's new Gabator, it was called before this match. And now there also, India have breached the citadel. So I think India and Australia have India go to Australia and something new happens. Some new energy comes, some confidence is special. And I think India have set the tone. The pink test in Adelaide in a few days' time is going to be an important test of what happens. But clearly, like Atul said, his reverse psychology seems to have worked, and it can't be 3-0 now. And I hope that it will be, the nil will remain on one side, is my expectation. But let's not get carried away. There are 4 more important tests to go after this.
Absolutely. And one big positive from this match is Jasprit Bumrah, like he has always been throughout in the last couple of years for Team India. We have seen what Jasprit Bumrah, the bowler, does in each and every single outing. But how do you rate him as a captain, Jasprit Bumrah, the captain? He was absolutely on point with all the key decisions, very small key decisions throughout the match. Prakash Wakankar, your assessment of Jasprit Bumrah there?
First and foremost, nothing succeeds like success.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine 150 all out and Australia went on to get 350, 400. We'd be singing a very different tune today. But take nothing away from, first and foremost, on a decision which Pat Cummins said was 50-50, choosing to bat, positive decision. Then leading the side in a manner where you lead with your performance from the front. I think after those first 2 wickets in the first innings, the memories of 150 had already been erased. It showed that we could fight back strongly. The selflessness towards the end of the Australian innings to give the ball to Harshit Rana, to give the ball to Washington Sundar. These are the qualities of leadership that really came to the fore. It wasn't about him personally taking more wickets, getting his own record sorted. Not at all. Everybody came out and supported him. And there is something to be said. Atul will agree with me. Bowlers don't get enough opportunities in world cricket. There have been some great bowlers who've led sides. But I think when bowlers lead, there is always this strong belief that batsmen are a supporting act. Bowlers win you matches because you got to get 20 wickets. Whereas sometimes batters say, let's play safer. I'm not criticizing anyone. It's just a different way of approaching it. And Jasprit showed all of that. So a fantastic effort. His maiden test win as India captain. And I don't think it is going to be the last.
And I'm absolutely sure that Atul Vasan there would agree with everything that you have said, and especially about a bowler leading the team there.
Yes, I tell you, there was a saying that, what generally the world cricket used to believe, that bowlers are a bit dense. They are a bit slow, just the pure bowlers. So bowlers were never given this opportunity to lead the team. But ever since Kohli was and everybody became, what used to happen is once you're a captain, sometimes you underbowl yourself or sometimes you overbowl yourself because, you got too much going. So that was the usual trend. But Jasprit Bumrah is a different kettle of fish. So handsome is what handsome does, and he's got such a temperament with this action. He's genius. You cannot actually nobody can take credit. He's just not because of system. Despite of the system, Jasprit Bumrah is there, and like the Virat dialogue, when Shashi Kapoor told Amitabh Bachchan, "तुम्हारे पास ये है वो है," तो देखा नहीं हमारे पास माँ है. तो वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट में कह रहे हैं हमारे पास बुमराह है. तो ये बुमराह की कैप्टनसी में जो you can imagine, we declared the innings after 2 days, and then next half an hour we picked up 3 wickets again. So on the same pitch, Australia they've grown up playing on these pitches, and imagine the kind of contrast in the bowling with Mitchell Starc and Cummins were looking ordinary when you compare to Bumrah. And I was glad that he's not over bowling himself because there's a long series. And he's going to be the difference between win and loss, as he was when we won the World Cup T20. And that was just because of Jasprit Bumrah.
Absolutely. And Atul Vasan, it also, paves the way for how future captains of Team India are going to go about doing their business there.
No, not really. I think every captain has got their own style, and Rohit will have his own. So I'm not saying that it won't work, but obviously now Bumrah will have a say because there is a leadership group in every team. And Bumrah has been part of that. And there are many captains in this team. I mean, we can't, discount the innings scale Rahul played. Because of that, Yashasvi, Jaiswal, the way he attacked, he was just the attitude, what they were showing was tremendous. And Australia is always, under pressure with Rishabh Pant. But Nitish inning of 43 in the first innings, a new guy just turning up and higher score. Can you imagine? These are the contributions which you have to take in the macro sense of the whole game and what went right for India.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking about Yashasvi Jaiswal, Prakash Vakankar, Yashasvi is a special player. He was out for a duck in the first innings and then comes and scores what we call a big daddy 100 in the second innings. Impressed by his maturity there?
Oh, I mean, I don't even know if impressed is strong enough an adjective to describe that. Look, end of the day, Yashasvi's story, like his name, is one of a fairy tale. I mean, I don't think a Bollywood director would have written a better script in his, if you had to write a story or a script for a player to come through. His difficulties, early years, all of us know. His story now is very well known around the world. But remember that for world cricket, Yashasvi Jaiswal was probably still a relatively unknown commodity till the second innings at the Optus Stadium in Perth. He has announced himself, and while we can criticize Australia for many things, one of the things they and their crowds do is they love a champion and they love an underdog champion. So Yashasvi Jaiswal is going to have as much expectation on his shoulders from the Australian crowds than he's going to have from his Indian supporters. Yashasvi batted, I thought, to the situation. He played differently in the second innings. He had Rahul for company, and what a beautiful thing that KL Rahul said that when he got his first 100, Murli Vijay walked him through, nurtured him through, and he said it was my time to do the same for this young man. See, that is what builds team spirit. That is what builds a unit which is willing to fight for and die for each other in a manner of speaking. And that was visible. And of course, success then brings the glue which adds all of them together and makes for a champion combination.
And he is absolutely a champion in the making. He, in fact, is already a champion right now. But speaking about another champion, and we have criticized him in the past, we have praised him in the past, Virat Kohli, he seems to be back. Atul Vasan, impressed by how Virat Kohli went about doing his business there.
Imagine, so much pressure. But I think you have to understand that the way the youngsters are playing is because of Virat Kohli being there in the team. Because he's just, you look at him, even if he's not doing anything, but he's just adding so much leverage to our team that our players, they can express themselves the way they play because of Virat. And Virat, the way he played, he got the chance and, he grinded himself. He came to bat when India was already secured of the match. But still, you have to start from zero. And it's not the hundreds now. I think people just keep on talking about those hundreds and we just beat ourselves into a frenzy. It is just that we should, take full advantage of Virat's these glory years and just take the pressure of hundreds out of his way.
Absolutely. And as Jasprit Bumrah there in the presser also mentioned that, Virat doesn't need India. India needs Virat Kohli in this particular team. And very rightly said there. And in fact, another captain who's going to be back is Rohit Sharma. He's already there. He was practicing for the Adelaide Test there. Prakash Wakankar, would you want to ask Rohit Sharma to sit and relax and let the boys play for the same team in the second Test match?
I think horses for courses. No, I know, but I think horses for courses. As I said earlier, leaving out the two champion spinners and all-rounders in Ashwin and Jadeja was a conscious decision, and I think you will see that changing as the venues move. Melbourne, Sydney, you will find different combinations. Adelaide may well be similar. Brisbane will need a different combination. So I think what this team is also showing from a management perspective is they will not go by reputations. They will go by ability and conditions and pick the 11 that they believe gives them the best chance of winning. And that is exactly what is needed. Reputations are, for all the players who are in that squad, playing 11 is to be dictated by the day, the pitch, the conditions, and the situation.
Absolutely. Atul Vasan, very quickly, a final word from you. Let's just wipe the slate clean and do the predictions again this time. What is going to be your prediction for?
No, but what I can definitely tell you that Australia is going to come back and come back hard. Never discount Australia. And I think we have well begun is half done. But, there's a long way to go. 5 Test series is a rarity. And it is just like a marathon. You have to last it. You can just have to have the second win. And I hope India, and I'm sure because of, he just mentioned the majority, because we are brave enough to sit on the bench, these great players. And that is why we are being, so dominant in world cricket, because we've got, the maturity to actually not be under pressure of the body work of players who have done a lot and then keep on playing him where they're not needed.
All right. First match done. India has won the match. India is leading the series. We are top of the table of the World Test Championship table. How does the rest of the series pans out? We'll have to wait and watch. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part of this discussion. And we hope the next time we see you, it is yet another victory for Team India in Australia.